What up, peeps? Welcome to a new pickup video. This one's starting off a little bit differently because typically I'll just sit downstairs in the back of the game room there. I'll have everything around me in like a U shape and I'll show you guys everything we picked up. But this time, we have so much stuff that I can't fit it all in that room. So we're doing the first part of the video upstairs here, then we're going to go downstairs, finish it off. What we're showing you guys up here first is going to be all the big stuff. So consoles, big accessories, stuff like that. So we're just going to jump into it. First, we have the Banjo-Kazooie phone/controller holder that Abby got me. Super cool. And then we have the two Perfect Dark action figures, which are very cool. One, she's in just like a plain black suit, and then one, she's got like chrome armor on it. So there's two different versions of it, and these are the two. So I've got both of them. Don't have to track down one. Luckily got them together in an auction. Then we have the Sammy keyboard controller for the GameCube for Phantasy Star Online. There's two different versions of this controller. This is the Sammy one. The other one, I can't remember who makes it, but the box looks different and everything. And I think it's a different company entirely. But you guys know I love collecting box controllers, so definitely had to get one of those. And then another controller here, we have the Atari 5200 trackball controller, which I think is really, really cool. We don't really play Atari ever, but I do still like collecting it, and we don't really go after a lot of the games. Like, we get games traded in at the store, and I'm just like, whatever. But this is too cool to not keep. Like, we never get the trackball controllers anyway, but to get one in the box, obviously, it's not something we normally get, so definitely had to keep that. Then we have another Sega Genesis box that we didn't have before. This is the Lion King bundle, which is very, very cool. Looks a lot different from the rest of them because this one's got all the foliage and stuff, which the regular ones don't have. But there is no console in here. This is just the box. I believe it does have the cardboard inserts and maybe the paperwork, but no console, no game or anything. But I'm not really worried about that. We have like 30 Genesis Model 2s at the store, so eventually I'll just grab one. Next, we have the Mario Kart Live home circuit. This is the Mario bundle. And then we also have the Luigi set. And I got both of these from GameStop. We had a bunch of $30 off coupons to use, and so I used one on each of these. So instead of 100, I got them for about 70 bucks a piece, which I think is pretty good. We can't really use these in our house because we mostly have carpet, but we do have the entrance, the dining room where we play our board games and stuff, which has like tile floors. So I'll probably set this up at some point and play it. If we do, we'll definitely make a video about it, but I'm thinking about waiting until we move, if we get a new house that has hardwood floors, and setting up a really awesome course. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and it'd make for a pretty cool video as well. So moving on, we then have the Dead Cells Prisoners Edition for the Nintendo Switch. You guys saw that we got a couple of these in for the store, bought them wholesale, of course, and I had to keep one because we did not have this. We didn't have Dead Cells at all, so I guess if you're going to get it, get the collector's edition. But this is super cool. Normally I would show all the games together, but this one is so big, it takes up so much room that I just decided to leave it up here with the bigger box stuff. We have plenty of other Switch games to show you guys later in this video. Next, we have the box for a silver PS2 Slim. It's not in the best condition, and there's no console in here, it's just a box. It's got an AV cable, and it's got the cardboard inserts and the paperwork, but like I said, with the Genesis, I'm not really worried about the console. Get them all the time. Next, this one we have had for quite some time. This is Abby's, but the box was never like put away or anything, and I never showed it in a video, and that's the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch. So this is the one that Abby, you play on this one. So, got this a while ago, like I said, just haven't shown it yet. And then three more things. We have the Master System 2, which we just got the other day. Very, very happy with this because we didn't have a Master System at all. And there's plenty of games that we collect and for systems that we don't even have yet. So this was one of them. Very glad to have it. We still need a TurboGrafx, but slowly working on getting all the consoles we need. And then we have a Japanese Sega Saturn. This one is the This Is Cool bundle. It's like a clear black, and then it says This Is Cool like on the top of it. So pretty cool little special edition. I don't know if you can see it very well. And of course, Homer has to start chewing on the bone as soon as we start filming. Lastly, good boy. Lastly, we have another Japanese Sega Saturn. This is the white version. Abby bought this one. This box is in really, really nice condition, and pretty happy with that. It's a little like pushed in down here, but other than that, it's pretty nice. So that is all of the big box stuff that we had to show. So I'm gonna head downstairs, get set up down there, and we'll continue on. All right, so now I've gotten everything set up. Took some time, but we're finally gonna go through everything else. So I didn't show you all the consoles upstairs because some of them are handhelds and they do come in smaller boxes. So I still have those to show you. I have some controllers, some toys, and some amiibo, some other accessories, and some other random little items that we're going to start with first, and then we will end with showing all of the games. So we have a couple soundtracks here. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Orchestrations, which is, it appears to be a Japanese one. But still, very, very cool. We also have the Final Fantasy VIII Music Collection. Little multi-disc bundle here that also comes with a little manual. And then 4 discs. Very, very cool stuff. Don't really get a lot of soundtracks, and if we do, they're usually just like, kind of like lame PS2 era ones. But these are both super, super cool. Then we have the Turrican Ultimate Collection, like soundtrack, which is one of those ones that it's cool, but it's not like a, you know, not a vintage one. And then we also have these, I don't even know exactly what they are, but they're these like Pokemon art cards that have some information of the Pokemon on the back, but there's a whole bunch of them here. And this is not a sealed bag, it is opened, and I did take them out and look at them, but it shows some of the Pokemon from Ultra Sun and Moon at the very newest, and then it shows some all the way back to Red, Blue, and Yellow. So I think that this is probably some sort of pre-order bonus for one of the games, I'm not sure. Probably Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but either way, very, very cool. And then this one here, it's probably not something I would normally show, but we got a bunch of Christmas cards from people, like, you know, for the holidays and everything, and this is one of them that it's a Mario one that came with 3 Mario pins, which, if it wants to focus, they're very, very cool. And you guys know that I love collecting video game related pins, so definitely holding on to those. We then have the Donkey Kong Jr. e-reader cards, little sealed set there. We also have, this is my second one of these, but a variant of the little bendable Link figure. So there's 2 different companies that made them. This is the Media Play one. The other version, I mean, it looks pretty much identical, but it does have a different logo on there. And they're pretty cheap. And then, we didn't get these ourselves, but people, well, actually, one of them I bought from Best Buy. The other one someone sent in, but these are like pre-order bonus type things for the Mario 3D All-Stars. So we have the little sticker sheets here. We actually got 2 of these sent in, so I gave one to Ryan. And then these I bought from Best Buy because they put them on sale for half off. Normally they were 20, so I got them for 10. And that's the coin set from Best Buy, like I said. So very cool stuff. Glad to have those. Then we have this little Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity keychain, which I'm assuming is like a pre-order bonus for the game from somewhere. And then we also have these Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games DS styluses, or styli, whatever you want to say. But kind of cool. Not too much information on there. And then controllers for the Switch. Abby purchased these 3 different 8-bit Do gamepads. So we have, these are light Bluetooth gamepad. For Switch, Steam, Windows, whatever. But we have blue and also yellow. And then she got this little 02 one that's pink. And then we have the Sharkbite keycard for Quest 64. Basically what this is, if you don't know, it's basically a memory card that has preloaded save files onto it, this one being for Quest 64 in particular. There's also one for Mortal Kombat that we have, and I think they made a couple other ones, but Quest is a notoriously difficult game on the Nintendo 64, so having save points that are prepackaged at different, locations in the game could be extremely helpful. This is a brand new one. I have no plans to open it, although I do love Quest 64. Next, we have a factory-sealed new 3DS XL wall charger. We also have a black Wii Motion Plus, we have a black Wii remote with the Wii Motion Plus adapter in the box here. So there's tons of different, and this one does not have the controller or the adapter. It's got the paperwork and the little sleeve with the baggie, but I just need the controller and stuff to complete it, which is not a big deal. We get them at the store almost every single day, so I'm not worried about getting that. But there are so many different box variants for all the different Wii remotes, all the different colors. There's the standard Wii remote, the Wii Motion Plus. You also have the nunchucks, the classic controllers. There's so much stuff, and they did all sorts of different little bundles for them. So I'm always finding new ones I've never seen before. So that one is really, really cool. And then we have a new Nintendo 2DS XL. This is the blue and black one, and this is one of the Nintendo refurbished versions that you could buy from Nintendo's website. I talked about these pretty much in every pickup video, but the system is basically brand new on the inside. I don't even know if they're actually refurbished or not, because every single one I've ever seen literally looks brand new, but it doesn't have the original box. It's got this box with the sticker, and it's got some UPC code stickers on the bottom there, serial number sticker and UPC. And you can only get these from Nintendo's website, so if you want this variant, this like refurbished variant, you have to get it from them, or obviously buy it from someone else who's selling it third party. But these don't go to stores typically, so only from Nintendo's website. I think they're very cool, and I think that they will be very, very hard to find in the future. So try to pick up whichever ones I can. Probably something I wouldn't normally show, but I got a little Super Mario 64 sticker, which is a vintage one, at least according to the listing. Pretty cool, my favorite game, obviously. We have a clear blue Sega Dreamcast controller in the box. The box looks like every other Dreamcast box, but it does have that sticker on there, denoting it as the clear blue controller. And it's got the baggie and everything, so it's a nice condition one. Then, another N64 controller that I needed is the Japanese solid red controller. This one is complete with the baggies and everything in very, very nice condition. Very, very happy with this. It was pretty overpriced, but I was able to use eBay bucks to get it, so I didn't really pay much for it at all. Typically, I think you can get these controllers in box for like 30 to 40. This one was listed for about 70, but like I said, I didn't really pay for it because it was paid for with eBay bucks. Then, this is a third-party controller, which I don't normally collect, but because of how cool it is and just how old it is, I figured I would keep it. This is the Joy-Card Sansui SSS controller for the NES made by Hudson Soft. And you can plug headphones into it and stuff. And like I said, I don't normally collect third-party stuff, but this one's really, really cool. The box is in pretty good shape. I've never seen this controller at all, with the box or without, so figured I would hold on to it. But I'm not getting into collecting third-party controllers in the box. It's just too much. That one, special case. We also have a Game Genie in the box. This one is for NES, and this one is the black version. So I also have the gold one in the box, but the box on that one's pretty destroyed. But now that I've got this black one here, I've got all three versions. I've got the black, the gold, and then the little adapter that they made for the NES top loader in its original box as well, which is like a clear white box, but very, very cool to kind of complete that little subset there. Then we have some Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks figures here that I got from my buddy Scott. Ended up trading him one of my extra Panzer Dragoon limited edition Switch game, classic edition, whatever it is, for this and something else. I can't even remember what the other thing was, but we did a straight across trade, so very, very cool. You guys know I love collecting video game related action figures, as long as they're the older ones. Next, we have a factory sealed Emerald PlayStation 1 controller, which I think is pretty dang cool. I've got two more controllers up there that I can see. I think one of them is just your standard gray DualShock, and I think one of them is like the black PS1 DualShock. So, you guys know I love collecting controllers, so I'm always happy to get another one. Then, for Amiibo here, I stopped collecting the amiibo as they were coming out when the Detective Pikachu one came out, because there was just too many. It was getting too difficult to try to keep up with it, and having to go to the stores and pre-order them and pick them up and all this stuff. So I just stopped getting them, and now I'm just waiting for them to be traded into the store. So if any of them get traded in that I don't have, I'll keep them. Otherwise, they, of course, are for sale. So I have 4 here that came in that I did not have. So we have the Gold Shovel Knight amiibo. We have Ken. And then 2 more Smash Brothers ones. We have Ivysaur and Squirtle. So these are really, really cool. There's a couple that have come out that I really, really want. The King K. Rool one. There's a Banjo-Kazooie one coming out. They're super, super cool. But I just can't go after them. There's just too many. So I just have to get them whenever they come in. And then we have a factory-sealed original Game Boy rechargeable battery pack / AC adapter. So box is not in the best condition, but it is factory sealed, so it's pretty cool. Abby got that for me. And then we have a PlayStation TV, which is also factory sealed. We do collect for the Vita, and this is kind of a Vita. It's basically like a consoleized Vita, so I thought, you know, we already have 2 for sale at the store, and then we got this one, and I'm like, do we really need a 3rd one to put out? I'd rather just keep it, especially since we got it, you know, sealed and everything. Might as well hold on to it. So, another little system there. Then we have a purple Game Boy Color. This is like the clear purple, atomic purple, whatever. Clear purple is the color on the box. So, did not have this particular color. I had the regular purple one, which I think is grape. But this is actually in here and everything. System's in the back there. So, very, very glad to add another Game Boy Color to the collection. I'd love to finish off all of those and get all the different colors, but there's so many special editions and stuff, especially if you go for the import ones as well. Next, we have 2 Nintendo Switch lights. We have gray, and we have yellow. So the only Switch light that we do not own now is the blue one. And I gotta say, the next blue one that comes into the store with the box, I'm probably gonna want to hold on to, because we've already got the coral pink one, which I'm looking at right over behind the camera, and also the Pokemon Edition Switch Lite. So it'll be nice to finish off that little set. And then the last console, I believe. Yes, last console. This is a really cool one. This is the Hatsune Miku Project Diva F Limited Edition Crystal White Japanese exclusive PlayStation Vita. That is a mouthful, but there it is. This one is fully complete. Very, very happy to have this. It's super, super cool. They didn't do a lot of like special edition Vita consoles in the US, so if you're going after those, you kind of have to just go for Japanese ones, but that one's very, very cool. Very happy to have that. So, oh, one more accessory before we move on to games. We got a little Rob the Robot. And we have his little gyro spinner. We have these 2 little controller holder and button pusher thing. And then we have 2 gyros. And the reason that I got this and decided to keep it, actually, I got this a very, very long time ago. It's just been sitting in my office at the store for over a year, most likely. Like a year and a half. It's super dusty because of that, but at the Portland Retro Swap Meet, like 2 years ago, I think, from Kelsey Lewin, I bought the Nintendo NES Deluxe set, which, well, it was just a box. So I needed to Rob the Robot and all his little pieces to go into that to complete it. I still need to put a console in there as well, but it was the box and the styrofoam and the paperwork. So the most expensive part of that set, obviously, is not only the box, but also Rob. So got one of those, like I said, forever ago, and just never brought it home, but finally did, and I'm going to put him away in his box, which will be awesome. So now that we've gone through all of the little accessories, the other consoles, the toys, and all that, before I jump into the games, I do want to mention there are a couple things that I'm not showing. We got some Nintendo Power magazines. I'm not showing those. I got a bunch of refurbished cables and accessories from Nintendo's store, but it's just like a Wii sensor bar, a nunchuck, a power cable, stuff like that. They're not too exciting to show. but I did get those. And then I also got a little box of plushies, which you guys already saw in the vlogs. They were mostly from the guy that sent in all the Japanese Donkey Kong stuff. All the plushies that we showed in there that were not duplicates, I ended up keeping, plus the Shantae plush that we got from Limited Run. So you guys have already seen those, but I'm just not showing them again. I also decided against showing you guys the condition upgrades that I had, because there was a big stack of N64 games, a couple N64 controllers that we upgraded the condition on the boxes of, and Seaman for Dreamcast in the big box, just a condition upgrade. So I'm not going to show you guys those, but those were, you know, added to the collection. So with all that said, we're going to move on to just games from now on. There is a lot of stuff here, and hopefully by now you've already grabbed a snack and a drink, because this is going to be one of the longest pickup videos I've ever done, and it's going to be pretty crazy. So I don't even know where to start, so I'm just going to start right in front of me here with Master System. So we just got the Master System collection in at the store a couple days ago, so you just saw all these, but just to reiterate, show you the ones that I ended up keeping. We have that factory sealed Global Defense, ripped open at the top where the hang tab is, but I'm pretty sure most sealed Master System games are like that at this point. And then with the recommendation from Ryan, I decided to keep Cloud Master. It's not a very expensive game at all, so I didn't feel bad about holding on to this one, but one of his favorites. Also, another one that he had just gotten recently, which is the reason I decided to keep it, because if he only got it recently, that means it must not be very easy to find, because he's only got 16 left to finish the set. So if he just got this one, it means that he has not seen it in the years he's been collecting, and that is Captain Silver. It's also not a very expensive game, but I do think it is uncommon. And then this one, I actually just needed the manual from it, and I was going to take it to complete my copy, and that copy that I have of this game is my only Master System game that did not have a manual. And when I opened it to take out the manual, I realized it's one of those blue cartridge variants, and so now I still need a manual for my other copy because I'm keeping this one complete, and that is Enduro Racer. So it's got the blue label instead of red, and most of the North American ones have the red labels, and the European ones have the blue labels, but there are some North American games that got blue label variants, and that is the second one that I have now. The other one I think is Double Dragon, but they're very, very cool. I'm all for going for variants like that and box variants and stuff. The variants I don't care about are like 3-screw versus 5-screw for NES stuff. I don't really care about that. That's going a little bit too crazy. If I'm trying to go for all those variants, I'm going to have like 10 copies of every game. So when it's major variants like a label like that one's very cool to me. The last Master System game, which you guys know, is Alf, which I kind of mentioned it in the video where we unboxed that collection, but this is a game that I saw at a game store in Eugene, Oregon a few years ago, and I passed on it for like $60, and I always regretted it, and now it goes for like 100 to like 150, and when I knew that this was coming, I was like, I have to keep that one. I can't pass on it twice. And then we only have one Genesis game to show, which we showed this in a vlog at some point, but this is, and a lot of people corrected the way that I pronounce it, but Mario Lemieux Hockey. And this is like a big box version that comes with a hockey puck, which you see right there, which I think is very, very cool. So happy to add that to the collection. And then let's move on to PSP. These are kind of in no particular order. There's stuff literally all around me like this, and it's like double stacked, which normally it's not. So there's a lot to go through. These are in no particular order. We have the Dual Pack Ensemble, Siphon Filter Logan's Shadow, and Killzone Liberation. It's one of those double pack ones. We also have a sealed copy of NBA 09, The Inside. Then we have the Gradius Collection. Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles. Then we have a sealed Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. And Taito Legends Power Up. We have a sealed Puzzle Quest, and a sealed Ape Escape Academy, a sealed NBA 10, The Inside, and a sealed God of War, Ghosts of Sparta, sealed MLB 10 The Show, and then a sealed dual pack Hot Shots Golf and Hot Shots Tennis. And then lastly, another dual pack one. This is Patapon and Loco Roco. These double packs are usually pretty cheap, but I think that they're kind of cool. And I'm not really focusing on PSP, so the only games I'm adding to my collection are ones that are sealed, as you guys saw, or games that are like really, really rare, or just games that I've never seen or ever heard of, or big box double pack type stuff. So, moving on, let's jump from there directly into Vita, because why not? And we have some really, really cool stuff in here. I believe the amount of Vita games that we have here more than doubles our entire Vita collection because we don't have that many. So this is really cool. This is a huge boost to our Vita set. So we have a factory sealed Trails of Cold Steel 2. It's got a rip in the top, but it is still sealed. These are in no particular order. A sealed copy of A Rose in the Twilight, which seems to be a pretty rare one. A sealed copy of Army Corps of Hell. And then these games I may have showed at some point, but these were actually not in my collection. I had just put these in my sealed Closet of Doom. And when I was going through, I was like, why are these in here and not in my collection? Because typically, the sealed stuff that's in the closet, if it's a system that I collect for, if it's in the closet, it's a duplicate. These were in the closet, but they were not duplicates. So, really weird. But we have Hue, which is a limited run thing. It's in the bag here with the card and the little tag. And then we also have Race the Sun, which is also sealed. We have a sealed copy of Ice Cream Surfer, which is a PAL import. And then I also have the little lollipop that came with this. Someone sent this to me a long time ago. I can't remember who it was, but very, very cool stuff. That's been in the closet forever. Sealed Lego Batman 3. A sealed Sly Cooper collection. And a sealed Defender's Quest Valley of the Forgotten, which is also limited run. And then we get into the special edition stuff. So, first, you guys probably saw these as well. The first one here, in a little bubble wrap bag thing, is the Foxyland collection. Big box here. Which is East Asia Soft. I think this is individually numbered. This says number 85. I can't remember how many of these there are. The guy that we got them from told me, he's like, you should keep those because they're pretty rare. And I wasn't going to originally because they're not North American games. And we do have some imports in the collection, but I don't really go after imports that much. I usually try to just focus on getting the North American releases, but for something like this, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll keep it because it does appear to be pretty rare. The other one is also from East Asia Soft, and it's stuck in the thing. This one is Kid Trip and Miles and Kilo. And if this one is also numbered, it says number 690. So, I don't know if they're actually numbered or not. So there's both of those, and then try to get it back in the little thing here. And then we have the Fate Extella, the Umbral Star Noble Phantasm Edition, which is factory sealed. Nice big box here, very thick cover on it, so it's not going to get super damaged. It does have a little rip in the seal on the front, but it's not really a big deal. I don't really care. We also have a factory sealed Ys Memories of Celceta Silver Anniversary Edition. And kind of like I mentioned the other day with the Wii U stuff, I think it's really going to go up in price. And, I mean, it's already happened with Vita, but in the future, Vita stuff is going to be very, very expensive, especially the big box special edition stuff. So, that's kind of stuff that, I'm not really looking for Vita games, but if we happen to get any, if we get those big box special edition ones, I'm keeping them if I don't have them, because I'm just never going to find them in the future. So the last two here, we have Hyperdimension Neptunia 5 Rebirth 3 Generation in the big box here. And one of these is missing something. It wasn't something super important, but one of them is missing something. The other one's Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed. So, like I said, one of these is missing something. I can't remember which one it is, and I can't remember what it's missing. But I think it's like a soundtrack or something. So, Moving on, let's take a look at 3DS. So first up, I have 3 not-for-resale cartridges, which are being added to my... I have like a little Club Nintendo like plastic binder thing that holds 3DS games, and I have all my not-for-resale cartridges in there. And with the addition of these 3, I think I'm up to like 12 or 15, something crazy. There's a lot of them. But we have New Super Mario Bros. 2. I don't think it's going to want to focus. Well... Anyway, it's got the not-for-resale sticker on the back. Same with these 2. Kirby Battle Royale. And Hey Pikmin. Pretty cool stuff. And then 3DS games in no particular order. We have River City Rival Showdown, sealed copy. It says it has a keychain in there too, which is pretty cool. Also, River City Tokyo Rumble, also factory sealed. You're going to notice a lot of the 3DS games that I'm adding are, well, all but 3 of them are factory sealed, and that's just because I'm not really focusing on 3DS, so the only ones I end up keeping are ones that we get sealed. So we have Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, Redux, Redo, whatever it is. Something loose in there. I hope it's not the cartridge. Then we have Dragon Quest 7, Fragments of the Forgotten Past, also factory sealed. This is one of the open ones, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity. Then we have the Rodea the Sky Soldier, the bonus original soundtrack bundle here, which is still sealed. Theater Rhythm, Final Fantasy Curtain Call, factory sealed. And Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D, factory sealed. Chibi Robo Ziplash, sealed. This one is extremely cheap, but we only had the bundle version with the amiibo, so just got a regular one there. And then the last one here, or the last 3. This first one is just a condition upgrade, basically, and that is for Adventure Time, Explore the Dungeon, because I don't know, Collector's Edition. We had it, but we were missing this slipcover. So this one is in better condition than ours too, so this is a full upgrade. So, you know, we're going to have the other one available at the store. And then we also got a factory sealed copy of it, which is really funny because we got this one in at the store, and I've been waiting to get one for a very long time because I wanted that slipcover, and we got that one in, and the very next day, we got a sealed one traded in, like, right after it. It was crazy. And then we also have, this one is not sealed, but a complete Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage Collector's Edition. Just like the other one, comes with the slipcover here, and then the steelbook case. So, we didn't have this one at all, so I'm very happy to add that to the collection. Alright. Let's move on to Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, because there aren't that many. We have one instruction manual, which is Hexite. So, we have the box for this, now we have the instruction manual. Just need to grab a cartridge at some point, which will be extremely easy. And then we have 3 not-for-resale cartridges for Game Boy as well. We have Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire. You can see it's got the little not-for-resale thing up in the corner on the red part. It's really hard to get these things to focus because they're so small, but they're there. And then we also have a not-for-resale Pokemon Emerald, which I'm very, very happy about. There you go. Very, very cool. It's also got the sticker on the back. The Pokemon Pinball does not. And then the last one here, which is very, very cool. This is a not-for-resale Pokemon Crystal version. So, we have a bunch of other not-for-resale Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance cartridges as well. And I believe we already have a Pokemon Silver not-for-resale. And then I think we have another Game Boy Advance one. I can't remember one of the Pokemon ones, but we have a few Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 for Game Boy Advance, and I love collecting not-for-resale, so I think they're super cool. So moving on to complete in box stuff, we have for the original Game Boy, this is the Infogenius Productivity Pack Spanish Translator. Not a very, very expensive game, but it appears to be kind of rare to find complete, and this one's in really nice condition. Another one that seems to be kind of hard to find is the Microsoft Best of Entertainment Pack for Game Boy Color. Once again, not very expensive, but complete in box, kind of rare. And then we have Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring for Game Boy Advance. Just kind of a filler title that we happen to get. Same with Chess Master for Game Boy Color. This is just the box. Just box, no manual. And no cartridge, obviously. And then lastly, this is a kind of a variant, I guess. We have the original Donkey Kong for Game Boy, but this is the Player's Choice version. So we have only the Black Label copy, so now got the Player's Choice one as well. And then, what should we do next? Let's go with PS1, because we have some really, really good stuff in here. First up, a long box game. I love getting the long box ones, and we only have one this time, and that's Geom Cube, or Geom Cube, however you want to say it. And then we have a sealed copy of Supercross 2000. And these PS1 games I did put kind of in a particular order, so trying to like save the best for last kind of thing. We also have a sealed copy of Chess, and a sealed but very beat up copy of One Piece Mansion. And then there's a couple more sealed games, but those are like the cheap ones. So next up we have Skull Monkeys, which has one of those lenticular covers. You can see his eyeball moving, which is pretty cool. There's a Jurassic Park one that has the same thing. What kind of sucks is there's a crack on the front of the case, and this lenticular thing is on the actual plastic of the case. It's not on the manual, so you can't really replace it unless you take it from another game that already has it. So that kind of sucks, but still very, very cool. I love when they have stuff like that. Then we have Rogue Trip Vacation 2012. Kingsley's Adventure. Never see this game. Kensai, Sacred Fist. And then X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And kind of along that same vein, we have Marvel Superheroes. And then Strider 2, which is really cool because it comes with Strider 1 as well. So it's got Strider 2, and then Strider 1 is the bonus disc, or the second disc. So that's pretty cool. And then we have a sealed copy. You guys have already seen this in the video, but sealed copy of Silhouette Mirage. I told you guys in that video that I was going to keep one. I think we got 3 of them. So that is very cool. Didn't have that game at all. Then we have Punky Skunk. And then Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth. And then the last sealed one we have is a factory sealed copy of Galerians. It's not in the best condition, but it is sealed. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Psychic Force, which is a game that I never ever see, and it is a little bit more pricey. And the last one, probably not as rare or as expensive as some of the other ones, but it's cool because of what it is. And this is the Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete big box set here, which is fully complete. And we just got another one traded in at the store. This is not that one. This one I added to my collection 2 months ago, whenever, after I did my last pickup video. So the one we just got traded in is for sale. We had 2 of them basically, so that one is going into the collection. Alright, let's move on to Nintendo Switch, because I have more Switch games than anything else, and there's basically 3 giant stacks here. So it'd be nice to get these cleared out of the way. So first we're going to go with the standard case ones, and then we'll do the special edition ones after that. So we have Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest 2, and Dragon Quest 3 triple pack here. I'm pretty sure this was like a Asian import one. The case is a little different from the North American ones, and it doesn't have the ESRB rating, but still very, very cool. I would love to play through these. It's all English on the box, so I'm sure it plays in English as well. I'd love to play through these, because I never have. But yeah, very, very cool. We also have the Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age S Definitive Edition. This is a sealed copy. And then we have Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 Extracurricular Edition. And also the Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII Remastered Twin Pack, which is pretty dang cool. Another import one. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And then we also have a sealed copy of Blossom Tales The Sleeping King, which is a limited run. And then also a sealed copy of Cloudpunk, which we got these in at the store. I ordered them wholesale, decided to keep one. And then Immortals Phoenix Rising. I bought this for Abby for Christmas or her birthday. Her birthday's right before Christmas, so they kind of bleed together, but I got that for her. She has not played it yet, though. And then we have Into the Dead 2. I decided to keep this one because I was going to sell this. This came into the store. I was going to sell it, and then someone was like, that's actually a really good game, and you should definitely keep it. So I was like, fine. I'd never seen it or heard of it otherwise, so it might not be too easy to find, so I decided to hold on to it. We also have Zombie Army Trilogy and Black Sad Under the Skin. Got like a cat guy. And then, I think it's Origami Shadow Edition. A lot of these came from GameStop. In the beginning of the video, we showed the Mario Kart home circuit, which I got from GameStop. A lot of these came from that same GameStop on the same day because I had a bunch of coupons, plus they're doing buy two, get one free. So we have A Hat in Time. This is a sealed copy. Also, Steins Gate Elite. Atari Flashback Classics. Dungeon of the Endless, which I actually... Is this the one I played? No. Is it? No, I don't think this is the one I played. I played one of them that I really enjoyed. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. So I did play this game. The pictures on the back are a little bit confusing, but I played this game and I really, really liked it. So, pretty cool. And then we have Vampire. Sorry I can't talk about every single game, but this video would be 5 hours long if I did. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, sealed copy. This is the Star Wars Jedi Knight double pack, sealed for the Switch from Limited Run. And then also Panzer Dragoon, sealed. This is the other item that I traded the Panzer Dragoon Classic Edition for. So the Mortal Kombat figures and this game, Wallachia something, Reign of Dracula, sealed copy. And then New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. We've been playing through this with Ryan and Jess. We just uploaded the first episode. Well, the day that I'm filming this is the day that the first episode went up. But yeah, a lot of fun. And we also have Shantae and the Seven Sirens, sealed copy. Senran Kagura Peach Ball. Minecraft Dungeons Hero Edition. This is an open one. We had a sealed one, but we wanted to play it, so we got the open one, decided to keep it. And then Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And then we have all of the big box collector's edition type stuff. So, first up, we have Blasphemous. Limited run big box there. Then we have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate controller bundle here. So this doesn't have a cartridge in it, but it does have everything else. It's got the controller, the steelbook, all that. So next time we get a loose cartridge at the store, I'm just going to hold on to it to complete that one. We have the game separate, but very, very cool. We also got the Little Dragons Cafe special edition here, which comes with the plush. Very cool, and some other stuff. And then we have the Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy special edition, and then also the Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. So, both big boxes here. The seal on this one is very loose at the bottom, and I don't like it. And then we have the Shantae and the Seven Sirens limited edition from Limited Run. And then we have Streets of Red Devil's Dare Deluxe. Big box, also limited run. We have Hero Land Noble Edition, and I had like a PAL import one of this, which I thought that it was a PAL only when I got that. So we got the North American one to replace that. We also have the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa Special Edition. And then we have It'll Do from First Print Games, which comes with a bunch of stuff in here. I opened this one because I am going to play it, but we also got a sealed one. And then also Caro Blaster. And these all come with like keychains and soundtracks and all sorts of cool little stuff. And then we have, this one I'm probably the most happy about. This is the Thimbleweed Park Special Edition. This is limited run #1. Right? Pretty sure this is the first Switch game the limited run did. And it's obviously you missed out on that, but very hard to find. And that one is still sealed. And then we have the Panzer Dragoon Classic Edition. So this is what I ended up trading to Scott for those other things, because I bought 2 of these from Limited Run. And then we have the Ukulele Classic Edition for the Nintendo Switch in the N64 style, because this is supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Banjo-Tooie or Banjo-Kazooie. Heard it's not that great, but I would still have to play it at some point. And the last 2, I showed you the Vita version, but we also have, well, not the same exact one, but from the same series, Fate Extella Link. This is the Fleeting Glory Edition. And then we also have the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Works set. And this is factory sealed. we already have this because Abby had pre-ordered it, but she opened it to play. So this one I wanted to keep because I wanted a sealed one. Why not? Alright. I need to move some of these Switch games out of the way because they're taking up a lot of space. Alright, so moving on, let's go with Wii U. So, as you guys know, we have a complete Wii U set of all games. There are a few variants that we're still missing, and then, so aside from the variants, pretty much all I'm adding to my collection at this point would either be imports or games that I maybe only have sealed, so I'm getting an opened copy, or games that I have opened, so I'm getting a sealed copy. And in this particular video here, these are all just factory sealed games that I already had opened, and who knows, maybe in 5 years we'll have a factory sealed Wii U set. Kind of working towards it. So, we have Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, the regular case version. Then we have Yoshi's Woolly World, Paper Mario Color Splash, Tank Tank Tank, Bayonetta 2, this is the bonus version with Bayonetta 1, Hyrule Warriors, and The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Like I said, those are all factory sealed, and I already have all of them opened, so getting them sealed. So, moving on, let's go with Atari. Because, or no, Intellivision, sorry. Never, ever add Intellivision games to the collection. And I don't usually even want to, because obviously the Intellivision is not a system that I'm going to really play, maybe at some point, but it's not a system that I'm really excited about. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, these are games that were like sitting in a box at the store of stuff we had not entered yet, and I really didn't want to enter them, so I was just like, I'll keep the ones that we don't already have. So that's why I kept them. We have Super Video Arcade Backgammon, Utopia, Boxing, Snafu, Las Vegas Roulette, Triple Action, and Sea Battle. So, I do think that collecting for Intellivision is cool. I love the artwork on the boxes. I love how they're all really, really colorful. Same with Atari. It's a little bit different than, like, the later stuff. Like, all the boxes are just, like, bright, vibrant colors, and I love the way they look on the shelf. It's just not a system that I'm really gonna play. So, I'm not too excited about adding those games to my collection. I do collect for them, obviously, but either, you know, Atari, ColecoVision, Intellivision, Odyssey, stuff like that, I collect for them, but I'm not really ever looking for any of those games. There's none on my list that I want. Eventually, I'll go for a complete set, but at that point, it'll just be to complete a set. It's not going to be because I love the system. I'm just a little bit too young for Atari. I didn't really play it when it came out. Played an Atari Flashback when I was a teenager. Played Adventure. It was okay. I played it for maybe 15 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, I'm done. So, it's cool. I can appreciate it, and obviously I do collect it, but it's just not something I'm super, super excited about. And excuse me while I stretch out my legs here because they are falling asleep. Oh my god. This happens every time I film a pickup video, but man, sometimes it gets really bad. So I need to stretch them out. So we're going to move on to, I guess Dreamcast is going to be next, and we just got that big Dreamcast collection the other day, and I told you guys I only kept 2 games from it, which is accurate, but I have been adding other Dreamcast games to the collection here and there, so we have some pretty cool ones to show. So we're gonna go through Dreamcast, and then we will do Sega Saturn as well. So for the Dreamcast, are these in any particular order? No, not really. We have a sealed copy of Stupid Invaders. And then we have Echo the Dolphin. And Dreamcast has kind of just become one of the systems that I am focusing on. So even filler titles in like sports games and stuff, I'm still adding to the collection if we happen to get them. Because I would just love to complete the Dreamcast set. Then we have Ooga Booga, Gundam Rise from the Ashes Side Story 79. It's not a Dreamcast case, but whatever. Iron Aces, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Outrigger, Suzuki All-Star Extreme Racing. This case is destroyed. You can see, like, right here, it's missing plastic on the back. And then Arrow Wings. I had the second one. Now we have the first. F355 Challenge. What is it? Passion Rosa? Racing game. And then also Daytona USA. And then this one, I think, is one of the coolest ones that I've picked up here, because I've never seen this game before. And you guys, I'm not a huge Dreamcast guy. I never had one growing up. I had one friend who had one, and the only games we played on it were Sonic Adventure. I'm pretty sure we played Crazy Taxi, and maybe like Tony Hawk, which not even Dreamcast exclusive. So I didn't really have a lot of exposure to it, but I think that it's a great system, and I'm really, really enjoying collecting for it, but I don't know everything about it. So there are plenty of games like this one that are games I've never heard of, and so definitely wanted to add it to my collection when I saw it, and that is The Ring, Terror's Realm. Pretty cool stuff. And so the last two here are the two that I ended up keeping from the collection that we just got a couple days ago, or yesterday. So that is Street Fighter Alpha 3, and then the Big Daddy, one of the last expensive games I needed, Mars Matrix. So as you guys saw in that collection that we picked up, he had a ton of really, really good games. We were just fortunate that I didn't need all of them. So Mars Matrix was the only really expensive one he had in there that we didn't have, so obviously had to add that to the collection. So now we're going to move on to Sega Saturn, and there's some really good stuff in here. Same with the Dreamcast and everything. I'm very happy to add these games to my collection, because they're just not the kind of games you see every day. And I wouldn't say that I'm really focusing on Saturn, but it's just one of those consoles where when stuff comes into the store, like, if I don't have the game, I'm really tempted to keep it. And I don't do that with every single Saturn game. But if it's like a rare game or a hard-to-find game, then I probably will end up holding on to it. There's a lot of filler titles for the Saturn that I don't have, that they come into the store and we just sell them. It's fine. But when it comes to the more expensive stuff, the harder stuff to find, I just can't let it go. So we have Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Galactic Attack, and stuff like this. I'm pretty sure this is, maybe not this one, but this next one here, Manx TT Superbike. This is a cheaper game, and it's just not a game that I really see. Not that it's rare or anything, but like if this comes in the store, I might sell it the first couple times, but then at some point, I'm like, okay, I need it for the collection, so I'll just keep this one, because it comes in, we'll sell the next one, whatever it is. So I'm still adding filler titles. I'm not only getting, you know, the top quality stuff, because I am trying to complete that set as well, and be a really cool one to finish. Then we have Brain Dead 13, and then Wing Arms, and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And then we're getting to the big boys. We have Primal Rage, Mega Man X4, and the last one, super, super happy to get this one. This is a Working Designs game, one of the few that I didn't have, and one of the more expensive ones, and that is Sega Ages. Very, very happy to get this one. Alright, moving on. Let's go Virtual Boy, N64, and original Xbox. We have one Virtual Boy game, which is Nestor's Funky Bowling. So we are literally down to only needing one Virtual Boy game to complete the North American set. And of course, it's Jack Bros, the $1,000 game. I have only ever found it, since I've been looking for Jack Bros, I've only ever seen it once in person. And it was complete, but it was in really, really bad condition. The box was like horribly crushed, and it was the right price, but it wasn't the right condition, so I passed on it. And it was only $600 or $650. Now it goes for $1,000, and I wish that I kind of would have bought it, but I'm glad that I held off, because I want to get it in the condition I want it in. I don't want to have to upgrade that game in the future. So, down to one left for Virtual Boy. Very happy about that. The only N64 game that I've added here is a variant, because as you guys know, we have the full set, minus, you know, variants and stuff, and that is Cruisin' USA. This is the Player's Choice version, but it has a hole in the box right here. So other than that, it's in really nice condition, which kind of sucks, but the other copy that we had was the original release, so this is the Player's Choice one. I am going for all the Player's Choice ones. I'm going for all the gray cartridge variants, and I'm going for all of the not-for-resale cartridges, and then all the other variants as well. So N64 is my favorite console to collect for, and even though I finished the set, there's always more to go after, so I'm happy about that. For original Xbox, we have one of the demos, and that's number 29. So this is kind of like a little weird set that I've been collecting for, are the original Xbox magazine demos, but only the ones in the big plastic cases like this. I don't go after the ones that come in the little cardboard sleeves. Don't ask me why. I just happened to get a bunch of them all in one shot, and I was like, it'd be kind of cool to have like a full set of those. So we don't get them very often. I got one here, but still kind of cool. And then for original Xbox, this is the system that I was supposed to be focusing on, along with GameCube, after I finished N64 and Wii U, and I kind of haven't been focusing on it. And not that that's a problem or anything, but I almost feel bad for the Xbox, because I was like, oh, I'm going to go after the Xbox set, we're going to finish that one, it's not going to be too difficult because we have most of the expensive games. And then we started collecting that and GameCube, and I really just saw myself focusing on GameCube, and then like Dreamcast and Saturn. And there's something wrong with that, but like I said, I feel a little bit bad, I feel a little bit guilty, so I really tried. When we got that huge Xbox collection in, I really tried to grab a couple games that I needed. Not a ton of them, it's not like I'm keeping every game I don't have, but the original Xbox set, if I did that, if I started grabbing every game that came in that I didn't have, I'd probably complete that set in like a month and a half. Because like I said, we already have most of the rare games, and most of the stuff we need is just common filler titles and sports games, honestly. So we have Digimon Battle Chronicle, which is a Japanese exclusive here. And then we have Pro Race Driver, which is in a generic case, but it is complete. This is just a game I've never seen before. It's like a $5 game, but I've never seen it, never heard of it, and I was like, well, might as well hold on to that. We have the Jet Set Radio Future game that is by itself, not with the Sega GT combo. This is getting really expensive, and it's the only reason I decided to keep it, because we have gotten this in at the store quite a few times, but we've always sold it, because I'm like, oh, it's kind of common. But it started climbing in price, and it's like over $50 now for this game by itself. The combo pack is still cheap, but I wanted to grab this now before it got even more expensive, so I'm glad that I finally got one. We also have 25 to Life, Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth, a factory-sealed copy of Sneakers, which says Toys R Us exclusive, which I didn't know this game was Toys R Us exclusive, but apparently it is. But that's pretty cool to get a sealed one. And we also have Worms Forts Under Siege. Pretty much every Worms game, except for Worms Armageddon, is cheap. And I don't know, I think it's because of Worms Armageddon. Whenever I see a Worms game, I think, oh, that's probably expensive. And then it turns out to be like $8. But I still think that they're cool, fun to collect, so definitely want to grab that. We also have Blinks 2, Masters of Time and Space. And then we have Curse, The Eyes of Isis. Kind of an uncommon one there. And then this one I've been after for so long. Out of the entire original Xbox set, this is like the one game that I really, really actually wanted. Not just because I'm going for the full set, just because of what it is, because I love the show, I love everything about it, and even though the PS2 version is worth way more than this one is now, at least I think it is, last time I checked, I always wanted the Xbox version. I don't know why. I feel like it just fits better with the green case, but that is Futurama. I love Futurama. I've been a fan for a very, very long time, and yeah, this is just a really, really cool one. I'm very happy to have this. I'm definitely going to be playing through this at some point. And like I said, I always wanted the Xbox one over the PS2 version. I now have them both, but I got the PS2 one first, and it was the one that I wasn't even looking for. I always wanted the Xbox one, but every time I saw it, it was too expensive. And I waited too long, because it used to be like $80, $100. It's definitely more than that now, but either way, I'm glad that I finally got it. So, let's move on to Wii and original DS. So we showed you the 3DS already, but for original DS here, I've got 3 factory sealed games. We have Radiant Historia, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2, and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Rings of Fate. And then we have one complete game, which I think we just showed pretty recently, but that is Serra, Keeper of the Unicorn, which is a really rare DS game. Don't ask me why, but, yeah. Crazy. This is a game that I would never pay $100 for, so, like, if I'm focusing on DS and I need this game, I don't want to pay $100 for it, so I might as well keep it now when I can get it for cheaper, because I probably won't be able to ever find that again in the future. So, moving on to Wii. We just showed these, but we have the both Kokoto games for the Wii, Magic Circus and Kart Racer. And then we also have Target Terror, which is kind of uncommon. We also have Jumpstart, Escape from Adventure Island. This is like a $15, $20 game for some reason, and that's Wii saying pop. And then we have Cook or Be Cooked, which is a Food Network game. The only reason I'm adding this to the collection is because I've never seen this game before, never heard of it, and it's not expensive at all, but, you know, I don't know how actual rare it is. Like I said, I've never seen it or heard of it, so those are the kind of games that I do try to add to my collection. We also have Soul Calibur Legends, a sealed copy of Jillian Michaels' Fitness Ultimatum 2009, and then we have a sealed copy of Xenoblade Chronicles, a sealed copy of Arc Rise Fantasia, which is super cool, and then we have, not sealed, but we have Metroid Prime Trilogy. The reason I decided to keep this one, because I already have the game, it's, I can't reach it from here, it's over there, but the reason I decided to keep this one is because it's for display only, not for resale. And obviously that's just on the slipcover, but I still think that that's pretty cool. It's a regular copy of the game otherwise, and, you know, but I don't know why they would make something like this. I mean, it's got a GameStop sticker on it, they were selling it, but typically, if they just have like a display box, it's just going to be like a generic printout in a regular case. It's not going to be like the actual slipcover that is identical to the other one in every way, other than it saying not for resale and for display only on the front. So I don't know if this is like super rare. I'm assuming even if it's rare, it's probably not that expensive, but I think it's really, really cool, and I love adding stuff like that to my collection. The last Wii game here is a complete copy of a game that is very, very expensive, and it actually looks pretty fun, but Abby got this for me for Christmas, I believe it was, and that is Veggie World. So we definitely need to play through this at some point. This would be a fun one to play on game night. But it's like a shooter, but it's all like fruit and vegetable based, which seems kind of cool. So very glad that Abby got this for me, actually, because this is not a game that I would ever want to buy for myself. It's too expensive. This is like a $150 game for some reason. So either way, very cool, very happy that she got that one. So moving on. Let's go to GameCube, and then we'll do PlayStation 2. So GameCube is my #1 focus right now for collecting, going for that complete set. I think with the addition of these here, we only need 86 left to complete the GameCube set. Not including variants or whatever, but just one of every game. We need 86 more. So that's really, really cool. So this is one where if GameCube games come into the store, it doesn't matter what it is. If I don't have it, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping every single game I don't have, to try to complete that set, because the majority of the games that I need are cheap. They're filler titles, they're under $15, and there's a lot of sports games, a lot of movie-based games, and just like shovelware. And I don't want to have to go on eBay, because these games, even some of the, you know, crappy filler titles, are $10 to $15 a piece. And if I need 80 of those, that really, really adds up. But if I wait for them to be traded into the store, then I can get them, obviously, at a much cheaper average price. So we have here Tom Clancy's The Sum of All Fears, TMNT, Mutant Melee, and some of these did come off of eBay, but I used eBay bucks to get some of them. We also have Black and Bruised, Dinotopia, The Sunstone Odyssey, a sealed copy of Karaoke Revolution Party, F1 2002, Rocky, and then the better titles. We have Capcom vs. SNK 2 EO, which I traded a game to my friend Sam straight across for this. I can't remember what the game was. Maybe it was like Adventure Island 3 for NES or something. I can't remember, but either way, traded straight across for that. And then we have a sealed copy of Darkened Sky, which is, I guess, kind of rare. At least sealed, but that was cool. And then we have a sealed copy of The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition, which I'm very, very happy to get that one sealed. It's pretty freaking cool in my opinion. It's in pretty good shape overall. It's got like, a couple scratches. It's got a little rip right there in the bottom. But this is one that I would definitely consider sending in to get graded. I also have a sealed Twilight Princess. So, at some point, I'm definitely going to be doing that. I'm just looking over there because I've got some sealed stuff over there that have been waiting to be sent in. And I didn't realize this. So we just got in at the store Batten Kaitos Origins, which complete is like $150 now. And I'm looking over there. I've got a sealed copy sitting on the shelf that I forgot about. So I'm definitely going to need to send that one in to get graded. If it's going for that much, that's crazy. Alright, PS2 and then Philips CDI. Never add games to that collection. So for PS2 we have a sealed Tiger Woods 2002, a sealed Full Spectrum Warrior 10 Hammers, a sealed College Hoops 2K6, a sealed Airborne Troops Countdown to D-Day, a sealed Prism Chapter 1 The Dark Unicorn, and then we have a Japanese import here. This is Fatal Fury Mark of the Wolves, which is pretty dang cool. Then we have a sealed copy of Let's Ride Silver Buckle Stables, and then this is a game that, once again, it's not expensive, but I've never seen it before, so it might be kind of rare, I'm not sure, but this is UEFA Euro 2004 Portugal, and this is not an import. Definitely seems like the type of game that would be, but this is NTSC, got the ESRB rating, this is a North American game, but I've just never seen it, so when you're going for full sets, if you come across games you've never heard of or seen before, you should probably pick them up. So, on to the Philips CDI. Like I said, we never add games to this collection, so this is kind of cool. We have 5 of them here. First one, Abby just picked up for me. That is A Visit to Sesame Street Numbers, which is a factory sealed one here. And then we also have Caesar's World of Gambling, Treasures of the Smithsonian. This one has the plastic on it, but it's open at the top, so it's not sealed. And then we have The Best of Draw 50 with Lee Ames. Great games here, right? And then Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia. My favorite game of all time. Alright. So we have Sega CD, NES, and Super Nintendo to go. And I think, just by looking at the stacks here, we're going to go with NES first, then we'll do Sega CD, and then we're going to finish off with Super Nintendo, because I think Super Nintendo has the most quality / expensive or rare games in there. So, first up for NES, I have some manuals here that I needed to complete copies of my games. Bases Loaded 3, Blades of Steel, Kung Fu, and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I know, how did I not have this manual? So, got those, and then in no particular order, we have Uncharted Waters, which I believe this was just a condition upgrade for me. And we also have Kung Fu Heroes, I believe another condition upgrade. And then a couple more manuals here. We have Barai Fighter and Joshua the Battle of Jericho. And then we have, I don't know if some of these were condition upgrades or not, but we have Castlevania 1, Castlevania 2, and Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And then this one is the last one I needed to complete this little set on the NES, and that is Dragon Warrior 2. So we already have 1, 3, and 4 complete. Finally got 2 to complete that little set. And that was one little subset that I really wanted to complete because I had all 4 of those in my collection before I sold everything. And I got them all together in one bundle with a bunch of other stuff. And I always thought it was so cool to have the set of 4. And when I was, starting my collection again, I was like, I really want to get those 4 back. And it took forever to find number 2, but this one actually got traded into the store, which was very unexpected, and that was extremely cool. And then we have Super C, Crystallis, definitely a condition upgrade here, which was Tengen Tetris. So The copy that I had before was just box and cartridge, and this one, and the box is really, really rough. This one we got complete. The box is still a little bit rough, but it was an upgrade for every single piece, so very cool. And then we have Super Mario Bros. 3. This is also a condition upgrade. And then we also have Willow, which was just a random eBay purchase that, like, I bought it for the store because it was cheap. It was like, it's like a $40 game, and I got it for like $25 shipped. And I was like, oh, well, you know, we'll sell it for $40, it'll be cool. And then I realized I didn't have it, so I was like, oh, gotta keep it. So, last NES game here. You guys have seen this already in the vlogs, but it's super, super cool. This is a Pac-Man prototype for the NES. And it's a final version, so it's not like it's basically the retail version of the game, so it's not like a early build or anything like that. It's identical to the full release, but still very, very cool just to have a prototype. I mean, that is the first and only prototype that I own. And, yeah, I'd like to get more, but that one's cool. So, no, I have another prototype coming, which probably should have been here by now. I probably need to contact that guy and be like, hey, where's that prototype? But I did buy one more, so I guess that'll be coming at some point. So moving on to Sega CD. So we just got that collection in the other day, which if you guys watch the vlogs, you have seen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 games from that collection that I ended up keeping, and then the rest just came from other random trade-ins or whatever it is. So I only kept 2 Dreamcast games, but I did end up keeping 6 of the Sega CD games. I know it's a lot, but only one of them was like one of the really expensive ones. So, well, I mean, a couple of them are expensive, but one of them was like the second most expensive one out of the whole bundle. The Snatcher that we got with the reproduction manual was still by far the most expensive, but there's some good stuff in here. So I'm trying to kind of save the best for last, but the first 2 are on the top of the stack because they're in cardboard boxes, and I did not want them to get crushed. The first one is Road Avenger. This one was not from that collection. This was traded into the store. The box is really, really rough. It's one of those cardboard ones, so they're hard to find in good condition, but it is complete. And then this one was from the collection, but that is Final Fight CD. This has the plastic on the box, but it is opened at the bottom. But the box is also kind of crushed, so... And then we have RDF Global Conflict. And then also Mad Dog 2, The Lost Gold. ESPN Sunday Night NFL. We have a CD backup RAM cartridge in the box, which is very, very cool. Not super expensive. When I was looking them up, there's a bunch of sold listings for them, complete in box, around 40 to 50, but still very cool. We also have Cliffhanger, which unfortunately is an X-Rental. There's a sticker on the case, and there's another sticker on the actual manual. And then all the rest of these were from that collection. So we have Robo Aleste, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and then we're getting into the big boys. We have Earthworm Jim Special Edition, and then we have Pop Full Mail, which is one I've been after for quite a long time, but never wanted to spend the money, so glad that I was finally able to get it. Unfortunately, it has some like black ink or something on the barcode there. You can kind of see it. And it's on the actual artwork. It's not on the case. I actually changed this case with another game because the case that it was in also had a big crack across the top. So I changed the cases, and unfortunately that is on the actual artwork. It's not Sharpie, and I'm actually not even sure what it is. It almost feels and looks like someone like opened up a black ballpoint pen and like rubbed it on there. Like not wrote on it, but like took the actual ink and like sprayed it on there and like rubbed it around. It's really weird. It's definitely not coming off, but still, other than that, it's in pretty good condition. And then lastly, more expensive and more rare than Popful Mail, we have the Space Adventure. So, a lot of these really, really rare games like this, they're always on my radar. I'm always looking out for them, but not only do I never see them, but usually I'm not in the position, if I do see them, to just drop the money on them. Like, if I found the Space Adventure at another store, this is like a $600 or $700 game, and I can't just afford to just randomly drop that on a game. So, you know, that's why you don't see me adding games like that to my collection when we go to other game stores and stuff. I'm usually cherry-picking things here and there, and it's not just like, oh, that's a rare game I want, let me buy it. A lot of that kind of stuff that I end up getting is stuff that either we get at the store, or it's stuff that I will find, you know, on other game stores' websites where they maybe priced it a year or two ago, and it has sat, and the price has gone up, and I'm able to get a good deal on it that way. Or they're games that I've, like, traded for or something. But typically, I'm not going out there and just dropping a huge load of cash on a couple games and paying their full value. You know, I'm not against paying full value for anything, obviously, but, you know, most of the stuff that I get, especially those rare items, I'm not paying retail for them, and it's the only way that I'm able to get stuff like that, because if I had to pay retail for my whole collection, it would be a quarter of the size that it is. I've been extremely lucky and fortunate to get stuff for pretty good prices, and I've been able to find good deals and work trades and all this kind of stuff, and you kind of have to do that. You know, if you want to have a very large collection and you want to get some of these rare games, you have to do that, unless you're rich, which I'm definitely not. So, we're moving on to Super Nintendo. This is going to be the last amount of stuff that I have here to show you. I'm hoping that there's still enough, you know, storage space on this memory card. I'm going to try to do these in an order where I save the best for last. The only unfortunate thing is that I think you guys have actually seen the majority of these already in vlogs, because most of the good ones came out of packages that we unboxed. So, if a game gets traded into the store that I'm keeping, I typically won't show it. I'll save it for the pickup video. But if it comes in a package, we film all the unboxings. So, you have seen probably a majority of the expensive ones in here, but there's still some really cool stuff. So, first up, we have a few manuals I needed to complete stuff. We have Pitfall, The Mayan Adventure, Super Bomberman 2, Nobunaga's Ambition, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run. So those go into boxes that I had without manuals. And then we have, missing a manual, we have Super Solitaire. And then we have Super Star Wars. And then after that, we get into the more expensive ones. We have, not crazy expensive, but we have RoboCop 3. We also have Super Adventure Island. We have Mario's Early Years, Fun with Letters. Super cool. And then we have, I don't even know which order to do these in. We have a factory sealed copy of Tetris and Dr. Mario. It's the player's choice version, but it is still sealed. The box is like beat up and stuff. It's not perfect by any means, but still very cool to have a sealed one. And once again, that was purchased from another game store's website, where, at least in my opinion, they had it priced pretty low, so I was happy to pick that up. I think that it was something like $60, $65, and if my memory serves me correctly, it's like $100 that it goes for, typically sealed. I could be wrong on that, but I remember that it was a pretty good price. So, last 4 games here. We have Contra 3, The Alien Wars. There is no cartridge here, but it's a pretty common game. I'm not too worried about getting a cartridge, but this box is in really, really nice condition. And then we have Soul Blazer, and I believe this was just a condition upgrade for me, because I'm pretty sure I already had this game, but still, this box is very, very clean, very nice. Last 2, guys. This is one that I bought. You guys have already seen the last 2 in vlogs, if you watch them all. But this is one that I bought with the intention to sell, because I thought that I already had it. I did not check my list at first. I made the purchase. I was like, oh, we're going to make some decent money on this. It's going to be awesome. And then my friend Sam was like, you're not going to keep that one? And I was like, why would I? Don't I already have it? And I went and checked my list, and I did not have it. And I came down to the game room, looked on the shelf. It was not there. So my memory was flawed. I thought that I had actually got this from Sam when I bought his Super Nintendo collection, because he had like a ton of just rare and expensive titles, and I could have sworn that it was in there, and when he said you're not going to keep it, I was like, if Sam says I don't have it, then I must not have it, because he's got the memory of like 40 people combined. He's got an insane memory. He can remember every single Super Nintendo game that he sold me. He can remember where he got them from, how much he paid for them, and keep in mind, this is like, when he got these games, it was like 9 years ago for some of them, but he remembers every detail about them. So when he told me I didn't have it, I was like, well, I guess I don't have it, and so I decided to keep it, and it is a complete copy, albeit not in the best condition, but still complete copy of Evo Search for Eden. Which, this, I think complete is like $700 to $800, and I got extremely lucky. I found this on a game store's website. It was a store in Canada, so it was, it was in Canadian dollars, which is, when you look at it, it seems higher. It's like, oh, this is $100 Canadian, but that's actually like 85 American. So even at the price that they had it at in Canadian was kind of cheap for what it is. So after the conversion, and then I think I also bought it like on a Black Friday or Cyber Monday kind of deal, so there was like an extra like 25% off or something crazy. Either way, this was like $400, or like under $450, but over $400. And it, like I said, it's not in the best condition, but I'm super, super happy to have it. This is a game that you don't even see loose, so very happy to knock Evo off the list. And the last one, which you guys have seen, you might be able to remember which one it is here. It's a cartridge-only game, but it only comes cartridge-only. There is a piece of paper that it originally comes with, which I don't have. I'm not super, super worried about that. I'd love to get it, obviously, but the only way I'm going to get that paper is if I buy a second copy that has it, because it's a piece of paper. You can print it out. It could be easily faked, so I'm never going to find a piece of paper separately, but that is Star Fox Super Weekend, which is a competition cartridge from, I believe, the, 1991 or 92, like, campus challenge Nintendo competition thing that they did. Kind of like NWC, but for Super Nintendo stuff. So there's the Star Fox Super Weekend cartridge here, and then they also did a Donkey Kong Country competition cartridge, which I would love to get that one. That one does come with a case, but it's not in a cardboard box. It's in like a, almost like those Universal game case things. It came in one of those that's green, and it has like some, like a paper artwork on the front. But yeah, I got very, very lucky, and I never look on Instagram anymore. I go on there to post pictures for our store, but other than that, I don't really open Instagram. I never check mine. If you guys ever email me, if you guys ever message me on my personal Instagram or my personal Facebook, like the SicCooper Facebook or the SicCooper Instagram, I do not check those messages. So if you've messaged me there and have not gotten a response, that's why. You should be emailing doublejumpvideogames@yahoo.com or messaging the Double Jump Facebook or Instagram, because they're the only ones that I check. But I just happened to be looking at Instagram. I think that I was like about to post a picture, and I open Instagram and it shows me the feed first, and I saw this for sale from someone, and there was a bunch of comments already, people saying like, oh, PM sent, or oh, I want it kind of thing, but I was like, I'll see what's going on. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, I think he posted it with a price, and I was like, hey, would you take this much? And not thinking that he would accept it, because it was, it wasn't a low ball offer, but it was, it was less than what he was asking. And because he already had so much other interest in it, I thought for sure, he's not going to take my offer. Someone surely has offered more than me at this point, but he's like, let me think about it for a little bit. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not going to get it. Someone else is going to offer more. And then he came back like a couple hours later, and he countered at like $50 or $100 more than what I offered, which for that game, the $100 is a lot of money, but for this game, this is like a $2,000 game, $2,500 game, whatever it is. So $100 more than what I offered was not a big deal. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it, definitely. It's got a little nick in the label right up here. I don't know if you guys can see, if it ever focuses. So you can kind of see, sorry about the glare, you can kind of see a little nick right there, but it's not even like a tear in the artwork. Like, the artwork is still there, it just like ripped it and bunched it up. It's not like ripped off. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Never thought that I would own one. This is the only one I've ever owned out of, you know, I've been collecting and buying and selling since like 2007, 2008. And that's the only one I've ever owned. And I've only ever seen a couple in person, and they've always been at PRGE. I've never seen them in another game store or in anyone's collection in person. So very, very cool. Very happy to have that one. So that is going to do it for this pickup video, guys. I really hope that you've enjoyed. This has been an extremely long video. I don't even know how long the camera doesn't tell me till I end it. But we're going to do a code word for this one. If you guys sat through this entire video, comment down below and use... What should we do? I always look for something on the wall here and pull a word that we're going to use. We're going to do... Yeah, I don't even know. Hero. Let's use the word hero. There's has been heroes right there for Switch. So we're going to use the word hero. If you sat through the entire video, use the word hero in your comment down below. That'll tell me that you watched the entire thing. If you skipped to the end and you're just watching for this part, use the word butthead. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Watching. We'll see you in the next one.